Good call.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
Yeah, that would have sucked real bad. All right.
Like, hey.
Yeah, Director Dave.
Record it again.
Earning that paycheck this week that nobody's got yet.
Yeah.
Friends, countrymen, and fellow degenerates, welcome to this week 17 episode of Bets and Buds. We got 2 weeks left. 2 weeks left. I am Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light. How we doing?
We're doing real good, brother. We're tied at 56%.
Yes,
I've hit another parlay this week. I've hit another parlay this week.
We might be tied on the percentage, but I got one game. One game, and I'm holding it.
Yes. Yeah, you're holding up tight. You're holding up real tight. And also, you made it to the fourth year in a row to our fantasy. And we're a 14-team league, so it's not no bullshit fucking league. It's 14 teams.
Fourth year in a row, I made it to the championship. Going for it again this Sunday. I should have brought it with me. I brought it home today.
You know what? Hey,
I'll have it with me.
You got that. That's why I've always fucking relinquished the Bobby. What do you think fantasy pick wise? Because you more than an expert than me. I'm that smoking token parlay guy.
Yes, sir. You hit a good one, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm 6 out of like 17 this year. 6 out of 17. So I mean, it's got me up there in my money, making it where I'm, the everyman money, like we talked about at the beginning of the season. That everyman money. We're not trying to change our tax bracket.
As long as you're up on the year, you're doing good.
Hey, I haven't had to add any funds. That's the main thing. You haven't had to add any funds. So that's where I look at it on that one. So we're getting this week, man. Welcome back, Bets and Buds. I'm Jason Smoking Token, and we got the Jets and the Browns on Thursday night.
Off tomorrow night.
Jets and the Browns on a Thursday night tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Jets and Browns. Who do you like in this one, Bobby?
I actually like the Jets to go into Cleveland and cover this 7.5 points. Cleveland to win at home, but give me the under because this is going to be defensive battle.
Okay. We're the only one. The only thing we disagree on is the over-under.
You like the over?
Everything else we're in total agreement. I like the over, though. It's 34.5. I don't know what you got at
35.
Yeah, 35. Either way, 34.5. I like the 34.5. I can see this
game in the teens myself.
Field goal. I can see it there, but I can also see, Joe Flacco throwing a pick six.
Like you say, with the defensive touchdowns. Like
that shit blows the over-under away just like that. I mean, look at the Kansas. I mean, they didn't go over the over on that game, but the Kansas City Raiders game.
Right.
2 defensive touchdowns. That's basically what won that game.
For them.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, I like the same thing. Like I said, who do you like in fantasy on this one?
Hey, give me Amari Cooper. I know you say the Jets are going to shut him down this week, but, I mean, he is rolling with Flacco. He finally has somebody that can throw him an accurate football.
Well, you know what the thing is with Amari Cooper is because he runs his routes. And he's always where he's supposed to be.
Flacco's going to hit him.
Yes, and he's a true pro receiver. And Flacco's used to that, especially having a couple years removed from the game, getting to watch the game. He's like, I'm going to throw to the guys who know where they're going to be. So, yes, I like Amari Cooper in that.
But taking Joker, too, because, I mean, it's them, too, right now.
Yeah.
It's their show.
Yeah, that's their show. So, actually, with that being said, I do have 2 smoking token parlay picks for this game. Again, I like to throw that juice out there for Thursday night. My win probability is a little bit lower in those games because it's kind of hit or miss. But what I've learned over the whole season when you do this, pick the better coach, pick the better quarterback. Right. And like on a Thursday night game, pick the better coach and the better quarterback. So for this game here, I actually like the Jets to cover the 7.5 just because of their defense. I like the Browns to hit the money line. Trevor Siemian under 175.5 yards passing, and the Breece Hall over 46.5 yards rushing. That one pays out at plus 936.
I like
plus
that.
96. But here's my one that I'm going to ride with. This is my one who I'm going to ride with.
This one.
Yes, and this one is plus 7.5. The Jets to cover money line for the Browns. Breece Hall over 46.5 yards rushing, and they're like David Njoku for the anytime touchdown score. That one pays out at plus 1534.
Oh yeah.
But you know me, man. If it's not over plus 500, I don't like it. And I like to go there and get that juice, baby. And I like that one. Plus 1534. I like that. This is Njoku time.
I do like that.
Yeah, that's Njoku time. So that's going to be the one I'm going to probably ride with in this game. Okay. Who do you like? You said fantasy wise.
I like Cooper. Yeah, give me Cooper in this. He keeps rolling this week. He keeps rolling right along.
Okay. All right. So next up, we got the Lions and our Cowboys, who lost a disappointing game in the Dolphins.
Well, I don't know. It's Dallas. I mean, whoever lost that game was going to be dead for or they were going to get written off, or the bad shit's going to be said about them. Like, nobody was going to be a winner in that game.
And they played them tough at home, though. Here's the thing. I mean, they lost by last-second field goal. They played them tough at home. So I'm not really disappointed with the Cowboys' performance there. They are back at home for this game in Detroit. Detroit won the division, so they might be a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, they might have been a little bit of a letdown. So, like, for me, I'm going to kick off and tell you that I like the Cowboys to cover that 6 points. FanDuel had them at 6 points. I like the Cowboys Cowboys
what I
coming in
have
6.
too.
Obviously, that's going to be the money line. And then also, I got the over. I like the over at 53.5, just because both defenses are kind of, offenses are fucking awesome.
Yep. So I agree on the money and the over-under, but I like Detroit to cover that 6. I think it's going to be a tight game in Dallas. Dallas puts up a lot of points. Detroit, yes, they don't have much to play for this week because they've wrapped the division up, but they still want to get that 2nd or 3rd seed. So
I mean, I see that, but for me, I look at it like this: turnovers. And Cowboys win the turnover battle at home. Yes. And so that was a difference maker for me in that game. So that was there. Who do you like fantasy-wise?
Oh, give me St. Brown. I got to say it again, baby. Until it stops.
Ride that train, baby.
Until it stops. Why would you not? The guy's a fucking target monster.
Ride that train,
He's a target
brother.
Monster. Like, he got 14 targets last week, brought in 11 catches.
Yes.
Over 100 yards, touchdown pass. He's going to do it again this week. Guaranteed.
Ride that train, brother. Ride that train. All right, so next we got the Dolphins at the Ravens. I can't believe this game didn't get flexed. I'm surprised this game didn't get flexed.
This one does surprise me.
Yeah, this game surprised me. It didn't get flexed to the Sunday night.
But you've got that Green Bay, Minnesota.
Yeah, I see why they didn't move it just for logistics purposes and all that. But in real life, I mean, like, how do you not? Because this is
a better game.
This is not only that. This is for home field in the AFC.
It is.
This is for home field in the AFC for the playoffs. So for me, like, what do you think on this one, Bobby? Who do you like?
Actually, I like Baltimore to get it done at home. Miami's coming off that big win over Dallas, but Baltimore's another animal, right?
Oh, yeah. They showed against those 49ers.
Yes,
I mean, they're
so
beasts.
I like Baltimore to cover that 3, win at home, and give me the over 47.
See, I have them at 3 in the bump, at 3.5. So if you don't know what 3 in the bump means, I got them at 3.5 during FanDuel. I still like Baltimore to cover that. I just feel like it's going to be one of those games that they're going to go ahead and dominate this game, honestly, and like solidify their home field advantage. Because I feel like the Chiefs are dead, so they know like this is their division to go ahead and get their way to the Super Bowl. I like the way Lamar Jackson is playing. He's not running; he's looking to run to pass, and then when he runs, he's running to kill you.
Baltimore looks good.
Yeah, so I mean, I like obviously Baltimore to cover, hit the money line. I like the over at 47.
Yep, we're in total.
Yeah, so we're in total agreement on that one. Who do you like fantasy wise?
Well, with Mostert going out last week, and I don't think he's going to make it back this week. Give me a chain. I think
Devon Achane. There's been controversy how to pronounce his name, so I won't bust your balls on this name right here.
Achane.
Yeah, I think it's Achane.
But yeah, he's going to be Miami's lead back this week.
Yeah.
Run with him.
Yeah, he's going to be nice, but again, they Ravens defense.
Baltimore's defense, but he catches a lot of passes out of the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely. And also the Jalen Waddle might be out for this one. I think he has a high ankle sprain, so Jalen Waddle might not be in this
still
game.
Questionable.
He's still
I
questionable.
know he was back last week, but
he's a freak. He'll be fine. He's a freak. He'll be fine. But Jalen Waddle being out, that could be some more HN.
Yeah, because then you just double hill all the time.
Yeah,
you don't ever have to worry about a Miami tight end. Ever.
No, typically not. I mean, once Gesicki took that ugly gritty to pay the Patriots, I mean, you haven't seen a whole lot from their tight end position. All right, so next up we got the Patriots at the Bills in Buffalo, those red hot Bills that everybody's scared to see right now.
Well,
but the Patriots coming up with, I know, them son of a bitches cost me another parlay. I would have had that. All I needed was the Broncos to win that. It would have been another $1,200 pop. Yeah. If I'd have won that, if all the Broncos had to do was win that game. But the Patriots are they're sneaky good. I mean, and Bill.
They're still fucking going for old Bill up there.
Everybody can say what they want to about him not having Brady, but Bill Belichick is still a good football coach. He still is a good football coach.
And that's why I think they cover that 12 points this week.
You know what? I'm in agreement with that. So money line, you got the Bills winning.
I got the Bills winning on the money line. Yeah. I like the over. I've got 40.5.
We're in total agreement on that one. Yeah, we're in total agreement.
Oh, it's 13.
13.5. Oh, shit. Please and thank you.
Hold on, let me see what I got here.
Please and thank you. That was 11.5 as of like 2 hours ago.
It's 13 now.
Oh yeah, that was over 2. Please and thank you. So guess what? I'm gonna stay on that page. Even more so. More so.
Over-under hasn't changed at all. It's still 40.
Yeah. So
we're in agreement on that one.
Yes, we're in total agreement. So who do you like fantasy-wise?
Give me Elliott again. I mean, he's playing for that next contract.
I mean, he's got to do what he's got to do. He's salvaging that career.
There is no reason he doesn't get a deal next year.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he's salvaging that career. Even if it's not the Patriots, somebody's going to pick him up. Come on back home, baby. Come on back home.
Yeah, we'll take you back.
Yeah, the Cowboys have seen that they missed you, and they should have brought you back.
We will take you back.
Absolutely. All right, so next we got the Falcons at the Bears. This is going to be a nice little tricky matchup. From a gambling aspect, I really wouldn't touch this game because this is going to be really, I would call this a toss-up.
Yeah, because the Bears are having a late-season resurgence.
And they look good. I mean, the players are trying to rally behind Justin Fields. Their defense has been really good, especially on the run. They've been really good, and that's the Falcons' strong suit.
Since they got Montez Sweat,
yes.
They've been really good.
And the Falcons' strong suit is the run. And the Bears have one of the better run defenses, believe it or not, in the NFL this year. So actually, I like the Bears to cover this at home. That 3 points money line. I like the under on this one at 37.5.
Okay, you like the under.
Yes, I like the under at 37.5.
So I like the Bears to cover and win at home, but I like the over.
You like the over? It's a low number, so sometimes it's hard. It's because easily defensive touchdown.
21-18, and it's blown.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like that's an easy one to kind of go with. But who do you like fantasy-wise?
I'm riding with Justin Fields again, baby.
Ride with that bitch.
I got to. Got to ride with him.
Yeah, right.
He's actually, if you're going to play a quarterback in this game, you're definitely not playing Heineke.
Oh, yeah.
Or Ritter if he happens to be.
That also may be a little bit of fantasy bias for you, too, to take you to a championship with Justin Fields.
It is. It's without a doubt.
Yeah, there might be. So keep that in mind out there, public. There might be a little fantasy bias with Bobby like there.
Definitely. It definitely is. I need him to have another good week.
All right. So next up we got the Titans and the Texans. I think we got C.J. Stroud returning. Titans and the Texans. C.J. Stroud returning. All right, so for me in this game, I actually have them at 4.5 through FanDuel. 4.5 through FanDuel.
Oh, yep, that's what I got too.
Yeah, and with the Titans played out of their ass last week. Almost pulled out the win against Seattle. But for me, I think in this game, I like Houston to win this, cover that 4.5. Okay. Obviously, in that, I like the under on this with that 42.5 points.
All right, I like Houston to do the same thing, but I like the over in this.
All right, we like the over in this one.
I like the over in this one. I think Tennessee could run on that Houston defense.
And I can see it being a shootout.
Houston can obviously throw. Is Stroud coming back this week?
Yeah, he's going to be back this week.
He'll be back this week.
Stroud, they're in playoff. This is their last playoff push.
Definitely
so Stroud he's not going to miss another week in a row, but they're going for the playoffs.
But I like King Henry in this game. I mean, he's looking for another contract too, I guess.
Come on to Dallas.
We'll take a bruiser inside.
I think we need somebody bruising. We need somebody bruising, but let's not go into our fandom too far. This is about gambling. This is about gambling, baby.
Yep. No, King Henry, he's going so low still.
Right. All right, so next up we got the Raiders at the Colts. Who do you like in this one, Bobby?
I actually like the Colts to get it done at home in this one. It's 3.5 I like the Colts to win at home, and give me the under at 43.5.
Okay. All right, so we are in total disagreement on this game.
I'm fucked then, damn it.
According to the season stats, yes, you might be fucked in this one. Because for me, I like the way the Raiders play ball. I like the way Antonio Pierce is actually. These boys are playing for him right now, and so they're 3.5-point dogs in Indianapolis. We still got Gardner at quarterback, and you see the way the Raiders are turning that ball over right now. I mean, Jack Jones. That's 2 weeks back to back pick sixes. I mean, all the way around. I like the way these Raiders are playing ball. So I actually I hit the money line. I like the over at 43.5, only because Indianapolis puts up a lot of points.
They do.
They put up a lot of points, and so that's why I lean to the over in this game.
All right, so it's not good for me because I lost both the ones last week. Give me White. He put up a monster game last week. As long as Jacobs is still out, he put up 145 yards on the ground, a couple of passes out of the backfield. White's getting it done. Yeah,
Zamir White's been balling. He had a great game last week against the Chiefs. Yes, and buried them on that last drive. That last drive, they actually thought they had I thought, okay, maybe they had a chance because I had a big parlay for that whole day. And he just buried him. He buried him and it was over.
He looks good.
Yeah, he really does. And I like the way the Raiders, just their whole team vibe that they have going right now.
Yeah, they're picking it up.
They are. They're grinding. I like that team chemistry, energy-wise. All right, so next up we got the Rams at the Giants. So surging Rams at the Giants.
Yeah, this is the surprising team. This is a scary team.
They are. They're very scary. That's one of those teams you don't want to see in the playoffs because they're not going to be easy out. If you beat them, it is. No team in the NFL is easy out. But the Rams are going to be because Matthew Stafford is a dog. Yes. He's a fucking dog.
And he's got the new Puka Nacua is, I guess, the new.
Cooper Kupp?
Yeah.
But you still got Cooper Kupp.
Right.
That's the thing. And not only that, we got the St. Louis native, Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams has been balling. He has been fucking balling.
In the last 2 weeks, outside of Christian McCaffrey, he's your number 2 running back.
Yes, he has been absolutely balling. Get a shout out to the St. Louis boy. All right, so like, who do you got? What do you got for the odds on DraftKings there?
4.5. I've got the Rams minus 4.5. So I think they go into New York, cover New Jersey, should I say? Cover this, win, and give me the over 43.5.
Okay. All right, so I like the Rams. Actually, the same thing. I like them to cover, hit the over-under, and I like the under, though, on this one at 43.5. Only because of my lack of faith in the Giants' offense. I think Tommy DeVito, like we said, the gabagool has gone bad. We're done with that side of it.
Just start.
Oh, no, we got Tyrod Taylor.
We got Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah,
that's the reason I was yeah. Because I think it's Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, so no, it is definitely Tyrod Taylor time. That almost makes me want to change my bet.
I like the over in this one.
That almost makes me want to change my bet.
Because he got them moving that ball last week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even for the whole game as a whole, I forgot about Tyrod Taylor coming in the game and getting his ass back into action. But I'm still going to stick with my guns and say it's under at 43.5.
Oh, that's fair. Because as I say that, I like the Tyrod Taylor Darius Slayton connection. Slayton put up 136 yards last week. It was crazy. Like, when's the last time you could say that about a Giants wide receiver?
Long time.
But yeah, Taylor, he's a pro, solid pro. So he can come in and move that ball.
That goes back to your Wendell Robinson pick you had earlier in the week. That was a week too late because when I laughed at your pick, the next week later, he did ball his ass off. So I had to give you that. I definitely had to give you that.
So, yeah, give me Taylor or Slayton in that game.
All right. So next up, we got the 49ers. We got the ass beat down from the Ravens.
Yes,
playing against the Commanders in Washington.
Well, did you pay attention to the play calling at the beginning of that game?
Yeah.
Like, they were almost trying not to get the ball to McCaffrey.
It did seem like they were trying to not force the ball to McCaffrey. I don't really know the philosophy on that.
I mean, Kittle's not gonna he's good.
Kittle balled though, but he was up at the end of the day. That's not what lost him that game. What lost him that game was the defensive line play up front, and even some of the pressure calls. The defensive coordinator.
No, I was just saying at the beginning of the game, like the 49ers offense was really sluggish. They were looked visibly not to get the ball to McCaffrey.
Here's one thing I will tell you: if you ever watch NBC games,
the camera work sucks.
No, not even that. Like NBC games, like when they have a play up for a player or a coach. So Mike McDonald is the Ravens defensive coordinator. Did you hear them play the Mike McDonald song after one of their second pick sixes? I mean, not pick sixes, but picks that he had to that play. They played a Mike McDonald song, Michael McDonald, the artist.
Okay, yeah.
They played a Michael McDonald song, and I take that all the way back to when they had what's the guy's name? The receiver that used to play for the Giants, Salsa Man. What was it?
Plexico Burns?
No. Salsa Man. What's his name? Short dude. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now on that. But they used to play this little salsa. But anytime the Giants were cooking, they were going on. What is his name?
Cruz?
Victor Cruz. There we go. Victor Cruz. They played anytime the Giants were cooking, they played that little salsa thing going on. It was the same thing. Like when I was watching that game in about the late second quarter, they stopped them again. Actually, all of a sudden, I'm like, why am I hearing Michael McDonald? Right now, they're playing Mike McDonald going to commercial break. Mike McDonald is their defensive coordinator. And so for them, he actually had a great called game. I mean, he called a great game against them, and there was a lot of block passes at the line of scrimmage, picks, that type of thing. Sure. I mean, so he really just called a great defensive game with that defense having a lot of good working parts. With that being said, though, the Niners are 12.5-point favorites. As long as Trent Williams is back, I think they're going to handle business.
Yeah,
I think they're going to cover this game against the Commanders. I think winning the money line. I like the under just because I don't see the Commanders scoring much. Yeah, so 49.5 is what I had through FanDuel.
Well, I like it, but I like the over.
You like the over?
I like the over.
Okay.
Give me Logan Thomas in this one. I mean, if anybody's going to do anything for Washington. And if you're looking for a last-second tight end pickup, if you had Hawkinson, and he's done for the year.
Oh, yeah. Hawkinson's out.
Thomas is about the only one going to be left out
Logan
there.
Thomas is out. Yes.
Howell's benched.
Yeah, Sam Howell's. Jacoby Brissett's a beast, and that's the only thing that's kept him in the games.
That's why I took the over.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I just like the under just because I still see it's the Niners are going to come back kind of pissy after that game.
They should be pissed.
They should be kind of pissy after that game. All right, next up we got Game. Like our only game I think on the slate here is the Panthers and the Jaguars.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I got the Panthers and the Jaguars. I mean, and I don't necessarily think it's a game. I just saw the Panthers are going nowhere. Jaguars are kind of in disarray right now. They're four losses in a row.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, 4 losses in a row. But they're back at home. Who do you like? What do you have for DraftKings on this one?
I got 7 in this one, and I like Jacksonville to cover this one at home. Cover that 7, win, and give me the over. I've got 38. So give me over 38.
I'd love for Director Dave to look up the against the spread, though, but Carolina is actually one of the better teams against the spread. Even though they have a shitty record, they're actually one of the better teams against the spread this year. They covered quite a bit. Okay. 6.5, only because they're perceived to be such a shitty team, but they actually play everybody pretty close. They just can't score.
They do.
So 6.5 points is what I have them as a dogs. I actually like Carolina to cover that, Jacksonville to win, and I like the over at 37.5. Okay. Not that I have a lot of confidence in that over. I don't have a lot of confidence.
No, not really.
I don't have a lot of confidence. But the only reason why I would take that is because Jacksonville plays a very soft defense, so they can be one of those to give a touchdown or two late in the game.
I believe it's Parker Washington. He's stepped up since Kirk's been out.
Who?
Parker Washington. Oh. It's Jacksonville fucking slot guy. He actually was a nobody till Kirk got hurt.
Hey, that's why you're in the fantasy fucking finals, baby. I mean, like you got Parker Washington, like you pull that shit out of a hat.
He's actually had a couple of decent. Like last week wasn't so great, but the 2 weeks prior to that, he was pretty decent. So if Jacksonville wants to get anything going on offense, they got to get somebody involved. So it might as well be Parker Washington.
Hey, that's why you're in the fantasy finals for the 4th year in a row, brother. You're pulling that shit out of a hat. Good on you. Good.
I'm not going to start him.
But even to throw that one out there, like I said, that's why I said who, and you know how deep dive I do with the football names. You said Parker Washington. I'm like, who?
Parker Washington.
Jesus.
I could have had that backwards. It could be Washington Parker.
You know what? Yes, I don't know that name, so disclaimer on me that I don't know that one. Director Dave, that's on you, brother. All right. So next up, we get the Cardinals at the Eagles. And Philly. Philly is scrapping here.
Yeah, they scrapped last week. They got it done when they needed to.
Yes, they did. All right. So who do you like in this one? I got 10.5 through.
I have 11, and I think Philly covers this.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think Philly covers this. Actually, the Bears covered this last week, 27-16, or it would have been a push. So so I think Philly gets it done.
I don't know. See, for me, I actually like the Cardinals to cover this game. I don't have a lot of confidence in what Philly's been doing right now on the field. They're winning games. I mean, they didn't even cover against the Giants last week.
No, they didn't.
They did not cover against the Giants last week. So, I mean, for me, I like the Cardinals to cover that 10.5. Eagles, obviously, to win. I like the under. What do you have the under at?
I have the under at 48.5. I also like the under.
Okay, so I have it at 48. But either way, we're both on the under. Who do you like fantasy-wise?
Swift, man. He actually came out of nowhere last week and probably had his best game of the season.
Oh, yeah.
If you maybe since week 2.
Yeah, week 2. Yeah, he had early in the season, he had a good monster.
But maybe Philly was just saving him up for a late playoff push.
We'll see. But yeah, now
go with Swift out of this one.
Okay, all right. So next up, we got an interdivision rivalry. This is one of those that, as a gambler, I would not touch with a 10-yard stick if I didn't have to.
Like this one
I really didn't like this one at all.
I actually thought it'd be a little closer than it is.
You know what? I have 3 points here, FanDuel.
I have 3 as well.
You have 3 as well. All right, so for me, I'm going to tell you, I like the Buccaneers to cover this game.
I do.
I like them to win at home because it's at home. It's in Tampa. I like the under at 42.5 too as well. So we're in total. Like that's one of the few we've totally agreed. I think on this.
That's 3 now.
That's a 3. Okay. Yep. All right. Yeah, but we haven't had many yet because we're getting close to the end of the slate here. But yeah, I like that. Like as being the over under. I like the 42.5.
All right, give me Olave.
Olave. Chris
he had a monster game last week. And if you're digging for another tight end, pick up Juwan Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if your Hawkinson's your guy, and he's a Juwan Johnson, he actually scored a touchdown last week.
Yes,
he scored touchdowns 2 out of the last 3 weeks. So
yeah, I like Juwan Johnson. Yeah, he's always a great weapon.
Because Taysom Hill, I don't know what's going on. I mean, they say he's not hurt, but
it's not that he's not hurt, but he also has to think about how many touchdowns Jimmy Graham has scored this year. Juwan Johnson. I mean, a lot of people are eating into his tight end action. So this will probably be one of the last years of Taysom Hill being in New Orleans Saints.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, so the next up we got the Steelers. Those Steelers came through with me for that parlay that I hit there. You know, Steelers came to that parlay that I hit.
Man, I missed that one.
I told you, I called it. I said Rudolph is coming to save Christmas, baby. I said Rudolph is coming to save fucking Christmas, and he saved it for me and hit a parlay for me on that bitch. All right, so we got the Steelers at the Seahawks in Seattle.
Who do you like, Jason?
Oh, for me, I got the Steelers as 3.5 point dogs.
Yep.
You know what? I believe in Mike Tomlin. I believe in these Steelers. I believe in where Mason Rudolph has his team right now. So I actually got the Steelers to cover that 3.5. Obviously, I want to hit the money line on that one as well because I'm picking them to win. I like the over at 41.5 points.
Okay, we agree on the over. I like the over in that one. I've got 41.5, but I like Seattle to get it done at home, solidify their playoff push.
You know, for me, I think the Steelers have a little bit more of a stronger stride for the playoff push right now. So
Okay.
Gino and Drew Lock. I feel like there's a toss-up back and forth.
They going with Rudolph again this week?
Oh, yeah, Rudolph. They announced him as the starter. Right. Rudolph came to save Christmas, baby, and I feel like it's going to be that way for the rest of the season.
Change my lineup then. Because I'm going with Pickens in this
game. Yeah, you better go with Pickens. Guess you got lucky.
I sat him on my bench last week. Holy shit, it almost cost me.
Oh, you survived right there. Sitting Pickens. Because Rudolph knows how to get that ball downfield. Because if you watch that game last week, those were some of the best downfield throws that you see from the Steelers.
Oh, shit, that one he hit him across the middle and took it to the house for 6 yards.
That's the only reason why I felt like they could win that game, because I feel like Rudolph could actually throw the ball downfield.
He did. He showed it, too. So Pickens is going for cheap, too, because he's had such a down year.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so then we got the Bengals at the lowly Chiefs. The Chiefs are what, 5 out of the last 7? I think 5 out of the last 7. The Chiefs are hurting right now.
Yeah, the Chiefs are hurting.
The Chiefs are hurting. Who do you like this one of the Bengals when we got Jake Browning going in this game?
I've got it at 7.
Yeah, I got it at 7 too.
I think they bounce back this week. They might not win, but they'll play a better game than they did against Pittsburgh last week. So I've got the Bengals covering that 7. Kansas City winning at home, but give me the under at 44.
You got 44. I had the under at 44.5. We're in total agreement.
Okay.
Total agreement on that one. So that's number 4 there. Total agreement on that one.
If it's going to happen, Higgins has still got a ball like he did again last night.
Yes, he will.
He's balling.
Him and Jake Browning got the. Hey, that's what hit that parlay for me. When he hit that 80-yard touchdown, it was in the third quarter. I was like, yes, I did it, baby.
They have a connection right now. I mean, Boyd, I don't know what's going on with Boyd.
He actually had a
decent game. They're getting targets to him. Like, I don't if it's Browning just not precise enough with the passes, or Boyd not running his routes.
I think it's just a tough option there. All right, so
Pittsburgh's defense is always tough.
Yeah. So who's your fantasy pick in that game?
I like Higgins.
Higgins, okay, T. Higgins, okay. All right, so next up we got the Chargers at the Broncos. All I needed was those Broncos to win, and that's gambling, though, baby. That was like all I needed was them to win. That was a $1,200 pop. I had a 12. Yeah, I had everything hit on that game. But Broncos had Chargers
played the Bills tough last week.
Yes, they did. All right, so I have 3.5. 3.5.
I had 3.
Yeah, the 3. Broncos being favorite at home.
Yep.
Who do you like there?
I actually like the Broncos to get it done at home. Mm-hmm. Broncos win on the money line, cover that 3, but I like the under in this game.
You like the under?
37.5.
We're totally in agreement on everything, but I like the over at 37.
You like the over?
Yeah, I like I don't know how it's going to get there. I don't know why it's going to get there. Okay. I just have a feeling that it may get there.
Cortland Sutton could be out this week. I know he went out of last week's game. So as far as my fantasy goes, we need Judy to step up. Judy's been almost like non-existent this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go deep dive into Jerry Jeudy.
No,
I've had him on my team a couple of years. Very disappointed.
I carried him around on my roster for a little while this year.
Him and Steve Smith had a little beef earlier on in the season where he said, you know what, you're just a guy. And he tried to apologize for it, and Jerry Jeudy didn't receive it very well. But, it is what it is.
Well, at this point, he is just a guy.
He is just a guy. I mean, he called him a jag. Just a guy. Yeah. Jag. Just a guy.
But with Sutton being, Cortland Sutton being out, maybe Judy steps up this week.
Hopefully, we'll see. I mean, because the Chargers got a susceptible pass.
I mean, if you got to start them,
good on you.
Yeah. Good on you. If you made it this far and you're still starting them, that's even better.
Oh yeah. I mean, that means you had an awesome fucking lineup, man. And good for you didn't have to drop his ass yet either. All right, so last one we got here. We got the Packers at the Vikings.
This one could have been so much more if the Vikings would have won last week.
It could have. It could have been so much more. But the Packers still have playoff life. They still have playoff life, bro.
They do.
They do. All right, so I have them at 2-point. Vikings 2-point favorites.
I've got 1.5.
1.5.
1.5.
Okay.
But I like the Vikings to cover that at home. And give me the under in this game.
You like the under?
Yeah, I like the under in this
All
game.
right. The only thing we have different in the game, I like the Vikings actually to cover the 2 that I had. I like the over at 46.5 is what I had. What did you have the over and under at?
46.
Okay. So I like the over at 46.5. The reason why I went for that one is because Green Bay's defense, I mean, they gave like 20, how many points against Carolina last week?
30.
Yeah, that was like the most points they had scored in a month.
30
that was more points than they scored in a whole fucking month.
Yeah,
so that's the only reason why I went on the over in this game. That's the only reason why.
But you're looking at no Hawkinson, no Addison, possibly no Mattinson. So it's going to be the Justin Jefferson show if Minnesota's going to get it done. And that's a good
But Ty Chandler's been balling too.
Well, that's who's my fantasy player of the week. Ty Chandler out of that game. Give me Ty Chandler in that game.
And Tommy DeVito has also been the one to give the gabagool fucking. I mean, Tommy DeVito against the Packers.
Right.
That's what started the gabagool train.
Yeah,
that's what started the gabagool train.
Beat him.
Yeah, I mean, so again, we got to see what happens here. Let's see what happens.
But yeah, I mean, Ty Chandler's a good pick in that one.
Nice.
I like that one.
All right. So I think that wraps up the slate.
Yeah,
here,
that's
bro.
right. That's the slate.
That wraps up the slate. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Getting ready to come up on this Happy New Year. We're going to have one more week left after this week here. Make sure you like and subscribe. Add to those comment section there. Make sure you comment, ask anything you want to see, any questions you might have about gambling. We can always kind of answer any of those questions for you guys. Also, make sure that you want to go ahead and push that button of that subscribe, because that's why we keep this content going and keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Tell your friends and family.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to True on the Track for blessing us with those beats. We've been enjoying you guys this season.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes.
Be safe out there.
Yes, be safe. We got Uber. No reason to make any dumb decisions out there in this world. Baby, we would keep this shit rolling for you. Bobby Light. Love you, brother.
Good luck, brother.
All right. We're at 56%. Let's see who wins this bitch out. Peace.